Hello guys, welcome to part 9 of Legacy. First of all, this story doesn't belong to me. If you wanna read the story for yourself, there will be a link in the description to the original story so that you can read it. So that being said, let's get into the story. Chapter 10 Problems. Iruka, Naruto, and Hinata walked peacefully to Ichiraku ramen stand. Thank you from Iruka for Naruto and Hinata saving his life. Iruka got injured by the shuriken rain, but Hinata did a wonderful job healing them. Naruto, Iruka, and Hinata sat down at the ramen stand. Oi, old man, come here, I'm hungry. Naruto yelled. Oh, Naruto, glad to see you, and Hinata, Sushi said, and both nodded. Okay, since Iruka sensei is paying, you can start with 10 bowls of pork ramen for me, Naruto said, and Iruka winked his eye, thinking if it was a good idea offering him dinner. I will take 2 bowls of vegetable ramen, Hinata said. I will take 1 bowl of shrimp ramen, say Hinata. Iruka said, getting her attention. Why are you faking with Naruto since the beginning? Iruka asked. Of course. You actually don't know, but we are boyfriend and girlfriend, she said, giving Naruto a kiss on the cheek, making the blonde blush. Oh, would have thought, who would have thought? Damn, you are some good actors, Iruka said, getting chuckle from both of them. Why did you hide your state even your relationship? Iruka asked. You know that I am the QB Jinjuriki, right? Naruto asked and Iruka nodded. And pretty much all the villagers and almost all the shinobi hate me for carrying him. To them I am a painful reminder of that night. You know that they tried to hurt or kill me many times. If the civilian council knew how strong I was, they would do anything they could do to stop the demon from getting strong. He said. The reason I decided to hide our relationship was pretty much the same. They would try to hurt her as well. I have already heard some calling her demon whore, and I will be damned if I would let anyone hurt her. I would faster burn this village to the ground and then allow anyone to place their hand on her. So we decided to stay in the shadows until we were strong enough to protect ourselves, he concluded. Iruka was surprised how the number one knuckleheaded thought of everything. He would never in a million years think that Naruto was so clever and insightful. You certainly fooled me, Iruka said, and everyone laughed. They started eating calmly, and Hinata, and you, Hinata, I get the feeling that you are not the shy girl. He he said, pointing to her. She giggled and answered, I was shy when I first met Naruto, but over the years I grew out of it thanks to him. Also, who did you think helped him in his pranks? She said, laughing, and Iruka's jaw dropped. Actually, I kind of liked acting shy and letting everyone else bang about how good they are. Barg, barg about how good they are. Brag about how good they are. How strong are you really? Iruka asked in a serious tone. Well, we have never matched against anyone other than ourselves, but the fireball says we are around Jonin in terms of taijutsu and ninjutsu. I suck at genjutsu, so around low tuning in that. Other than that, I am level 10 seal master. Naruto explained, and of course, Iruka didn't even know what to say. Poor guy. Wait, if you are Jonin level, how the hell can't you do a single bushin? Iruka asked and Naruto chuckled. Well, you see, on side effect of having a biju sealed in you when you are young is that you tend to develop large chakra reserve. I estimate I have about 4 times more chakra than Gigi, old man. So even though I have Jonin level chakra control, I still have too much chakra to perform a single bushin, Naruto explained. Iruka didn't know what to think or do. The academy's dead last was Jonin level and had 4 times to Hokage's chakra reserves and was a seal master. Beside all that, he had a matured Sharingan. Iruka did what he could do and fainted. Oye, oye, oye! Wake up, sensei, you still got to pay. Naruto yelled, trying to wake up the fainted Iruka. Council room. The Hokage was approaching a room. Standing near its double door was an Anbu guarding it. The Anbu bowed to the Hokage and opened the door. The Hokage entered the room and to his left were seated the clan heads of Konoha, also known as the Shinobi Council, and to his left were a few important civilians known as the Civilian Council. Near the Shinobi Council were also seated 3 people. They were Mikato Haruno Hamura, Utan Kohiru, and Shimura Danzo. They were former teammates to the Hokage in his Genin days and are currently his advisors or elders. The Hokage made his way through the room and sat in a small table in front of the Konoha Council. Good evening to everyone. Now may I know the reason why the council has been summoned? The Hokage asked in a bored tone. After dealing with all the paperwork, he still had to put up with the damn council. Yes, Hokage-sama said one merchant of the civilian council as he stood up. We heard that Uzumaki Naruto graduated from the academy. You cannot allow him to become a shinobi. He is too dangerous, he said. The Hokage sighed. He knew that this day would come. Naruto isn't dangerous. He is already proven to be a loyal shinobi, but also graduated as Rookie of the Year along with Hinata, the Hokage said, and Hiyashi raised an eyebrow, hearing Hinata was Konoichi of the Year. This year's batch must be weak to think that she was the best, Hiyashi thought. He is clearly a demon. He stole the Rookie of the Year title from the Uchiha-sama, a pink banshee yelled, making everyone shiver from a freakishly high-pitched voice. You should choose your word carefully, civilian, the Hokage said, raising his key, making her sweat. My law is still in effect, but Hokage-sama, you cannot allow him near the clan heiress. He would hurt them all. A fat merchant said while the shinobi side rolled their eyes. Enough! The Hokage said in a serious tone. Many of you civilians may not know, but Naruto has already saved this village today. He said, getting confused looks from everyone. As you don't know, today one of the academy's teachers, Mizuki, broke into the Hokage's vault and stole the scroll of sealing. He was inspected by Umino Iruka and they engaged in combat. If Naruto and Hinata didn't show up, Iruka would be dead and the village without the scroll. Hinata managed to heal Iruka and Naruto defeated a Chunin. The Hokage concluded and everyone gasped. A fresh rookie from the academy defeating a Chunin is almost unheard of. You see, Hokage-sama, he is already becoming too powerful. We must kill him now and finish what the fourth started, the fat merchant said, trying to reason with the Hokage and put an end to the demon. You keep forgetting that this is a shinobi village and I, the Hokage, am in command of my force. My word is law. Remember well. This meeting is adjourned. The Hokage said, rumbling his thumb. I am getting too old for this shit. Later that night, everyone in the village was sleeping peacefully, including our favorite pair, Naruto and Hinata. They were sleeping like usual, cuddled together. Naruto had his chest pressed against her back, pulling her closer to him. Two figures were seen dashing through the roof. They wore the standard Jonin outfit of for Konoha, the headband in the forehand, the Jonin flat jacket, and black Anbu pants with white striping in the neck links. So you remember the plan? One of the Jonin asked, getting a nod from the other. Let, let's get this over with so we can collect our pay, the other said and rushed towards the demolition. They arrived at the red light section and very quietly made their way into a house. The house itself seemed old with a few fractured holes in the outside walls. Approached the door and saw the sleeping pair, the demon and its horror. They decided to make entrance through the roof, their bed was too close, seeing that their bed was too close to the window. They quickly and stealthily entered the house and made their way into their bedroom. They were approaching their bed and On said, "This is your end, demon," and quickly drove two kunais through both of their chests. The Jonin smiled in victory until there was a puff of smoke and revealed two logs with kunais. They turned around and didn't like very much the view. They saw a Sharingan blazing and the Byakugan activated. Oh, the demon has the Sharingan. He probably stole it when he killed the Uchiha clan. Let's kill them, one of the Jonin said and dashed to the pair. Okay, Hinata, you take one and one, I will take the other. Be careful, they are Jonin. We might be skilled, but they have more strength than us. Naruto said, yes, she replied and dashed to intercept one of the Jonin. With Naruto, why are you attacking us? It's a crime to attack a fellow shinobi of the leaf. Naruto asked, knowing pretty much the answer. You know, partner to us. The demon, the Jonin responded and took the kunai and slashed horizontally. Naruto ducked and using his foot he struck the Jonin foot, making him tumble forward. Using his momentum, Naruto lifted his kunai and managed to strike him in the gut. The Jonin quickly recovered and jumped back. Not bad, demon, let's take this up a notch, the Jonin said and quickly made a few hand seals and yelled earth style, earth armor, and enveloped his body in strong earth shell. Here he is using an earth shell. Good thing my main affinity is lightning, Naruto thought. They dashed forward and exchanged a few blows. Thanks to the Sharingan, Naruto managed to block or dodge every single one of them. However, due to the enemy's armor, his strikes were very ineffective and he couldn't attack any pressure points. Naruto switched to his own ninjutsu style and the lightning fist. Naruto channeled his hands and feet in a coat of lightning chakra. He dashed forward and went for low kick. The Jonin jumped up to avoid it. Naruto quickly recovered and sent a massive push punch to the Jonin chest, destroying his arm and sending him against a wall. That hurt, you damn brat, the Jonin yelled. They both engaged again, but Naruto had the upper hand. He decidingly to end it and going to help Hinata. Naruto sidestepped a punch and infusing his fingers with lightning chakra and pressed hard against the Jonin's head near the dispersing the chakra in his veins, the vagus nerve, sending the Jonin to cardiac arrest. By the way, the vagus nerve does exist, and if pressed with enough strength, messing up with heart rhythm or something similar. I am not a medical or rather an engineer, but I know a few things. Naruto left the Jonin shaking on the floor and left him to go help Hinata. He turned around to see Hinata having the upper hand until she made a mistake and the Jonin took the opportunity and went for a horizontal slash. Hinata! Naruto yelled. He deactivated his gravity shields and dashed at the top of his speed to help her, knowing that he wouldn't reach her in time. He did the only thing he could and substituted himself with her. Naruto, now in the place of Hinata, was seeing the blade coming closer and closer. His Sharingan could be seen as a curse, for it was showing his death in slow motion. He tried to bring his kunai to block the sword, but it was too late. Just as the blade was about to make contact, Naruto unwillingly channeled a massive amount of chakra to his eyes until they started spinning and reversing its color. And suddenly everything became very clear, and the time seemed to be slowed down even more. Naruto was watching the blade come close and closer, and just as it was about to make contact with his skin, the strangest thing happened. The blade continued in its path as if it is silently clearing through him, but slicing clearly through him. But Naruto didn't feel any pain. The enemy Jonin didn't know what was happening. His blade seemed to pass right through the demon as if he wasn't even there. The blade left his body as if nothing happened. It was then he looked at his eyes. Instantly, the intense of the blood red eyes with black turmoil. Naruto's eyes switched to being pure black, and in the middle, a glowing red uh, cracked circle with three red turmoil on it. The Jonin didn't know what it was, but it was too late. Naruto caught the Jonin's hand as it left him and broke his wrist, making him drop the sword. Naruto looked him in the eyes with his Sharingan spinning and said, "Genjutsu, forced sleep." As he said, the Jonin fell to the ground unconscious. Naruto turned to Hinata, who was too stunned with what happened that she even saw him approach. Hinata, are you alright? Are you hurt? Naruto asked, concerned with her. I am not hurt, thanks to you, she said, and hugged him and cried. I cannot believe they would drop so low to attack us in the night. I guess I was too optimistic. Naruto thought. They sprinted until Hinata looked at him and gasped. Narukun, your eyes, she said. Naruto didn't know what she was talking about and went to the bathroom and looked in a mirror and raised an eyebrow. What the hell is this? He thought. That kid is the next form of the Sharingan, known as the internal Mongekyo Sharingan. You are very lucky to have to awaken it. At that particular eye is only awaken in life and death situation or through intense training, the QB explained. So that's why that blade passed right through me. It must be a power of it, he thought. I guess, but I never see that on in particular. I have seen murderous technique using those eyes, but I don't know how to use them. So you will have to figure out it deal with the intruders. I will explain some things about those eyes later, the QB said, and Naruto nodded and quickly went to the Jonin that survived and tied him up, placing a chakra restraining seal on him. Couple of minutes later, the body of the dead Jonin was sealed in a scroll that Naruto would later take to the Hokage. He picked up a glass of water and sprayed it on the Jonin's face, waking him. Hi there, buddy. Let's talk now, Naruto said in a sweet voice that sent shivers even to Hinata that had her Byakugan activated to see if he would lie. Damn demon. I am not saying anything. You might as well kill me now, the Jonin said, starting to hide his fear at being at the mercy of the demon after trying to kill his lover. Where's the fun in killing you? Naruto said and activated his normal Sharingan and said, Magado, manga, Hellfire Jutsu, the Hellfire Jutsu. The Jonin was trapped in a genjutsu and felt like he was being burned alive since he was tied up and had chakra staining seal. He wouldn't break the illusion. This went for a few minutes until the Jonin decided he wouldn't bear it anymore. Okay, I will tell. Please stop. He begged until Naruto ended the jutsu and looked him with his Sharingan along with Hinata checking for lies. Listen well, I'm only saying this once, Naruto said with his Sharingan glowing, making the Jonin nod quickly. Why did you decide to attack us? Naruto asked. He wanted to know why all of a sudden they decided to attack such take such a direct approach against him. It was a deal. Me and my friend would kill you for a payment, the Jonin explained, looking at the corpse of his friends and thinking it was a mistake to accept it, but it was too late now. I see. And who requested the mission? The Jonin hesitated in telling him who asked for the death of the demon. Naruto deactivated his Sharingan and locked eyes with the Jonin. His cold blue eyes that seemed to hypnotize his soul made him flinch. It was Tuno Konta, a merchant of this village and belongs to the civilian council. The Jonin answered and Naruto already suspected it. It would have been one of the civilians with wealthy enough to hire two Jonins. Hinata, he is telling the truth. Hinata, he is telling the truth? Naruto asked and Hinata nodded. Naruto turned to the tied up Jonin and smirked. What are you going to do to me? The Jonin asked in a fearful voice. He didn't want any more pain. He preferred a quick death. As much as I would like to kill you now, I wouldn't. I am delivering you to the Hokage tomorrow morning with a friend over there, and after that, I am calling the execution of that of said civilian. Naruto said and went behind him and knocked him out with a quick chop to the neck. What do we do now? Hinata asked. They were too pumped up to sleep now. It's 4 a.m. The Hokage office opens at 7. So in the meantime, I am placing a few security seals around the house to make sure this doesn't happen again. He said. Naruto went to Hinata and kissed her. He hugged her and whispered I am sorry, it's my fault. They were after me, Naruto said. He was sad and mad that the villagers would try to kill even her. It's not your fault, and besides, don't think this is enough to drive me away from you. She replied and gave him a passionate kiss. Thank you, Naruto said happily, to have found the woman he would spend the rest of his life with. Naruto went to the walls and quickly placed the security seals and privacy seals and a chakra detection seal lock at the door. With his Kage Bushon, it only took him around an hour to fully seal his apartment, making sure that whoever tried to break in would have a nasty surprise. They both laid in bed with Hinata snuggled together until she fell asleep in the secret of his arm. This wasn't how he intended to start his day. Naruto drifted off to sleep and went to his mindscape to talk with the QB. So QB, what did you want to tell me about my new eyes? Naruto asked, expect to have unlocked the eyes that made Madara Uchiha so powerful. So kid, this is going to be long story. So shut up and listen well. The QB said, and Naruto nodded. It all began a few thousand years ago. The human race was living peacefully among each other until one day a fearsome beast approached. So no one knows where it originated, but it was too powerful for humans to defeat. Many thought it was a punishment from the gods. The beast itself had 10 tails and was known as the Jibu, 10 tails. Nothing seemed to be able to stop until a man approached and faced the beast alone. The man managed to defeat the beast by sealing it inside his own body. He would later be known as the Sage of Six Path, the father of all ninjutsu, a man who hailed as a hero for defeating the beast and was considered by all a god among men. However, he too aged, and some sooner or later came to his old age. Knowing that his death is dead, the beast would be set free. He split his chakra in nine, thus creating what you know now was the nine-tailed beast, going from one to me, the nine tails. You are with me so far, the QB asked, saying. Naruto continued. During his life, the Sage of Six Paths had two sons. The older son received his eyes and founded the Uchiha clan, while the younger one received his body, strength, and was the progenitor of the Senju clan. In his deathbed, he says he had to choose which one of his sons would carry his legacy. Due to the younger son's ideas, he chose him. However, this didn't agree with his brother. His older brother thought that since he was the eldest, it should have been him to lead the world in his father's place. Enraged at his angered at his younger brother and father, he tried to fight his brother for the place, but he lost. Having lost, he realized that he needed to gather more forces and end the Senju line before it even began. But he realized that being alone it would take too long to build a clan. So he decided he did a blood ritual to transform, so to speak, ordinary civilians into Uchihas. Okay, the story ends here. You understand everything. The Kyuubi asked, and Naruto replied, "Yes, I think I got it." The Kikudon had two sons, and the older one did blood ritual to increase his clan faster so that he would defeat the Senju brother. That's right. Now about your eyes. You see the descendants of the older brother are pure-blooded Uchihas, while the other that were born out of the ritual were known as half-blooded Uchihas. Nowadays, no one even knows that distinction anymore. The key difference between the two is the activation of the Mongekyo. If you were part of the half-blood side, you would have to kill someone close to you and expend the emotion of that lose in order to awaken it. And even after awakening it, as you were using your eyes, you were constantly losing eyesight until he became permanently blind unless you removed your eyes and placed it in its place the eyes of your brother, father, or someone directly related to you. In doing so, you would achieve the eternal Mongekyo Sharingan. However, the pure blood Uchiha achieved the Mongekyo differently. They activated those eyes in the heat of battle and in life and death situations, and when they activated it, it was already in its eternal form. The line of pure blood Uchiha was Uchiha Madara's line, since he only had Minato as his brother, didn't have any son that we know of currently. You are the last of the pure bloodline. The QB concluded, does that mean that one day my son would be able to have the Mongekyo Naruto axe? Yes, since the Sharingan gene is dominative, only one of the parent is necessary, and you being pure-blooded, your son would awaken the Mongekyo in its final form like you. The QB answered, it's good. I wouldn't even think about killing someone close to me for power. I have a question though. I have read that Madara stole his brother's eyes. Naruto wondered. You can trust everything you read. He might have stolen them, but he didn't need them. The QB replied. Now that I think about it, that Baka is continuously begging about being an Uchiha. That idiot is constantly bragging about being an Uchiha, and he isn't even pure-blooded. Naruto was laughing. Thanks. It's almost 7 a.m. I will see you later, Naruto said and left the mindscape. Naruto got up and picked up the scrolls containing the two Jonin. He and Hinata got dressed and made their way to the Hokage Tower to start day by giving the old man a nice early fresh headache. The Hokage Tower. The Hokage was currently leaning in his chair enjoying a cup of hot tea to jumpstart his paperwork. It truly was the nightmare of all Kages. Suddenly there was a knock on his door. Come in, the old man said. The door opened and he saw an unhappy Naruto carrying two scrolls with Hinata. This can't be good, he thought. Naruto-kun, how are you doing? He asked. We are doing fine, better than these two in fact, Naruto replied and tossed the scroll to the Hokage. Naruto, what is this? The Hokage asked. Open them and see for yourself. The Hokage opened the scroll and saw it was a sealing scroll. He channeled chakra through them for both of them, and on the floor appeared a dead Jonin, while the other was tied up but awake. Naruto, what's the meaning of this? The Hokage asked in a serious tone. Naruto walked to the tied-up Jonin and removed the duct tape from his mouth and asked, would you do the honors? To which the Jonin quickly replied, we were hired by Kanto to kill the demon. Naruto didn't allow him to finish the sentence, and it sent him a cold glare with his Sharingan. The man gulped and continued, Uzumaki Naruto, geez, what a mess. The other is dead, I suppose, the Hokage asked, and Naruto nodded. I thought to end him quickly. Otherwise Hinata wouldn't be here, he said and placed a hand on Hinata's shoulder, pulling her closer. I should have suspected. Yesterday council meeting was about you and didn't went well, the Hokage said, sighing. At least neither of you got hurt. Don't worry, Naruto. The man responsible will be considered a traitor for attacking a shinobi and will be dealt with, the Hokage said, glaring at the Jonin. It was pitiful to see his shinobi fall so low that they would try to kill a fellow partner. You know, old man, I actually find it funny, he said, chuckling, seeing the confused face on the Hokage. He continued, they tried to kill me because they were afraid I would grow too powerful and would someday attack the village. However, they ended up giving me more power, he said, activating his Sharingan and shifting into EMS and showing it to the Hokage. Naruto, is that what I think it is? The Hokage said with his eyes widened. Yep, old man, I present to you my eternal Mongekyo Sharingan, he said, smirking, making his eyes spin. He started explaining everything he knew about the pure blood Uchihas and the activation of these eyes. The Hokage had his jaw on the floor while he was processing everything he heard. He snapped out of his soother and said, so that means that Itachi will end up blind unless he gets the eye of Sasuke. The Hokage said, that's right. However, Sasuke must have unlocked this Mongekyo, and knowing him, if he ever finds out about it, he would probably wouldn't hesitate to end the life someone close to him. Naruto replied in a serious tone, "I will try to keep." I will try to keep a watch on him. And Naruto, in the meantime, keep those eyes hidden. Now, even more, Uchiha Madara was one of the strongest shinobi to ever live because of the Sharingan. You need to learn how to use them, so keep it quiet. Okay, the Hokage asked, and Naruto nodded and left the room. The Hokage flared his chakra in front of him, appeared an Anbu. Take the one alive to Ibiki and Anko. Also get Tan Kato and send him to Ibiki as well, the Hokage ordered. I am really getting too old for this shit, the Hokage thought. That's all for this part of the video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you want to be notified. The best way to notified when I release the next part, the best way is by subscribing. Bye bye.